It's Jacob and AJ.
Perfect. All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Changhoff podcast. I'm your host, Jacob Chang.
And I'm your other host, AJ. I got a hot kettle of water because we're cooking it up.
And now we have our guest,
Jasmine.
Yay! Round of applause. All right, Miss Jasmine. Let the people know who you are. Miss Jasmine, please introduce yourself.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jasmine, also known as Jazz, also known as Jasminag, also known as Jasmanian Devil. And I am just a girl in a world looking to create and make friends and laugh and giggle and make others smile. Aww.
Beautiful. So as you can see, we're doing something a little bit different here. We're doing a cooking pod. AJ's over there, doing his thing, cooking, as you can see. And we're over here sitting and waiting to eat.
This might be the new meta.
Yeah, maybe. So Jasmine, you are our newest resident host and our only resident host of Citrusound Radio.
Wow.
How do you feel?
I feel so excited and honored to be a part of it because I think it has so much potential and it is so much fun. And as someone who makes playlists all the time for every occasion, I have over 110 playlists on Spotify at this point. I think it's really nice to be able to use that weird quirk and share it with the world because not only do I love making playlists, but I love being from Florida and I love Florida artists and I go to a lot of shows and we have so much talent here that I feel like people really need to see. So I'm really excited, super stoked. I have a lot of ideas planned for future episodes already. So
Yeah, I'm super stoked that you're here and you're helping us with that. I feel like Citrusound is in really good hands. Your playlist, your episodes have been really good, and I've really enjoyed them. And I mean, you've been cranking them out. I know they're not all out quite yet, but citrusound.com, citrusound.com. So go check out Jasmine's episode, go check out AJ's episode, and go check out my episodes. But yeah, I know you've been cranking them out, and they're solid. They're amazing.
I have so many more just on my Spotify privated. I'm really looking forward to diversifying the sound because right now I feel like I really like the playlist so far, but it definitely is giving rap, R&B, slow jams, hip hop, which I love, but Florida has so much more to offer. So I can't wait to see see how people take it, switching up the sound a little bit. I have some alternative, I have some rock, I have some more electronic music up my sleeve from really, really talented artists from Miami to Orlando to Tallahassee, Jacksonville. I'm really excited for everyone to see it.
That's awesome. I'm really excited to see it because, I just know that better than what I'm coming up with.
There will definitely be a new one out by the time this airs. Maybe even two.
Oh!
Ooh.
Citrusound1s.com.
Oh.
Look it up.
So, Jasmine, you also are doing some other stuff. Tell us about your other stuff that you're involved with.
So, some other stuff that I'm involved with. Let's see. So I just became an interviewer for Vision District.
Woo!
That's been really fun so far. It's Orlando based. Hopefully we can kind of show some love to the Tampa area as well. Vision District is VSN District on Instagram. And that's been really fun working with some more creative people. I think I'm really stepping into a new creative era because the most creative space I've been in has been magazines. I modeled a lot when I was in Orlando, and I knew a lot of photographers and a lot of writers, and that was kind of where I was stuck at, was just the modeling, even though I feel like I had more potential to do other things. And now I feel like I'm tapping a little more into that potential by dabbling in the music scene and in the more creative scene. I've also been taking my writing a little bit more seriously. I do write poetry, And I'm thinking about coming out with a poetry book at the end of this year.
Wow.
But we're let's just wait on that one.
Look out
But
for that.
Look, one thing at a time. But yeah, I think my superpower right now is my ability to yap in a way that is charming and endearing to other people to make them kind of want to listen to it. So that's just what I'm doing right now, sticking to my big guns. But yeah, with the interviewing and the Citrusound and just the networking and getting to know people, I think that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really empathize with you because I feel like me and AJ are kind of also stepping into similar lanes, you know, doing interviews and doing Citrusound with you. And it is super fun and super exciting and inspiring to be part of the scene and hopefully grow it in a meaningful way.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if it's just the Tampa air or, I don't know, because I feel like also in Miami and in Orlando, those are just like the two places that I've lived in and that I know people in. I think everyone's kind of stepping into a real creative space nowadays. You know, people are being way more vocal and open about their art. And I don't know if it's the platforms we've been giving them or everyone just realizing that we're only this young once. And if we're going to go, full balls to the wall and try something, might as well be now before we have to like have careers and all that other mumbo jumbo. But yeah, I think that this is like this time that we have, like we're not getting any younger. This is the youngest you're going to ever be is right now at this moment.
Thanks. I'm getting older as we speak.
No, every minute I'm just getting older and older. So I think everyone's just taking advantage of their youth and bringing that, their art and their perspective and sharing it with the world. And I think it's a beautiful thing. So
Very well said. Is there anything in particular on your mind, on your soul, in your heart that you want to talk about?
I have a burning question for the two of you, actually. I know this is an interview for me, but I kind of wanted to ask you guys
Please.
something. A little controversial. If you don't want to answer, that's fine. But gay son or thought daughter?
Gay son or thought daughter?
I know, it's loaded.
That is probably gay son. I would just hate for my daughter to be in that position because just as like the question already, it's just I feel like even just stating someone as a thought daughter is quite disrespectful, and I would not want my sister or my daughter to go through that. And gay son, you know, people being gay is not a problem anymore. So let that flag fly.
All right, AJ. You go gay son? Nice. All right, I'm adopting both. I want a gay son and a thought daughter.
That's a great answer.
They're both mine.
Yeah, if I had a thought daughter, I mean, like, I would understand because, you know, I've had some thoughterry in my days. So I can't really judge.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the gay son and the thought daughter would just get along so well. Feel like they would really, like, push each other to their full potential, you know?
Maximum thoughterry.
Maximum thoughterry, maximum gayery. I just think it'll be a nice party. And in my house, under my roof, you know.
And who's to say gay son doesn't end up being a thought too?
Gay sons are thought daughters. Let's be real. I've been looking, on TikTok, I see those posts where it's like, I don't know if you guys are on TikTok, but it was like, when my parents got confused and chose thought, like thinking, thought daughter. And it's just like a girl listening to like Adrian Linker and like writing poetry and like, and that's actually me. My parents chose thought daughter. Yeah, I just wanted to ask that question. I feel like the world needed to know the Chang perspective.
Yeah, that was a very important
Jason
question. Very timely. That's a timeless question for sure. I'm glad that finally someone asked me in such a public domain.
What can I say?
You have your take on record.
I do
Exactly.
it for the people. I do it for the people. What's another thing that's been on my mind? Really, my social footprint, I want to say. Like, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. I feel like I go through phases where I love being perceived and then phases where I hate being perceived. It's like a vicious cycle of like, oh my God, I love using this platform and being creative and showing people, you know, my authentic self. And then it's like, girl, is this really who you are? Like, is this really your authentic self? And then I don't post for months and I'm just like, wow, like, I can't believe I created this perception of me. And then it's like the cycle continues and I'm like, but I'm just sharing like, and like, I feel like Instagram is really a tool for art. Like, you really can make your page whatever it is that you want and curate it to whatever aesthetic idea you have or just like person you want to step into. But yeah, I have like a very weird perception on my social footprint sometimes. Like I get scared to post and then I don't stop posting. It's like one or the other. There's no in between. I'm not a casual Instagrammer. It's like all or nothing for me.
How would you feel if you couldn't access social media?
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, if my accounts got taken away, or if I just like, didn't have a phone, or like.
Yeah, like if all social media got banned by the government and we no longer had access to social media, how do you think your life would change? How do you think the creative scene, not only in Florida but in the world generally, how do you think that would change?
Bruh, I'd start sending letters through pigeon. Like, the pigeons would come back, dude. Like, the pigeons would absolutely come back. I would just start like domesticating them once again. I think they're ready for it. The pigeons, I think they've been waiting their whole lives for that. But seriously, honestly, I feel like it'd be really cool because it's always gonna be like, if you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. It would definitely make it harder, but I think that with the way that, actually, you know what? I think it would depend a lot on the strength of the community, because I feel like in Tampa specifically, it's always like the same like 25 people every single time I go to an event. It's always the same people, which is a good thing, because then you really start to build that community. So I feel like if that happened and I was living here, it would be really interesting. But I don't think it would hurt too bad, at least like the artists in the space, because they've already created such a community. So I think the word would spread fast. But for the rest of the world, I mean, that would suck. I feel like there's so many people who just off of TikTok have created entire careers, like entire empires. Like, I mean, who, like, one TikTok dance and boom, girl, now you're Tyla going to the Met Gala.
Yeah.
Now you're Doja Cat, like, acting all sorts of crazy. I mean, I love me some Doja Cat, but, you know, she's questionable individual.
Lil Nas X. I mean, Adrian Linker, too, because, like, I had never heard of her before TikTok. And there's just more and more people being discovered every day. I mean, I know TikTok's going to be sayonara soon, or at least that's what the little birdies have told me.
I think they have until, like, November to divest, and then if not, they're going to stop supporting it.
If you had to choose one social media to keep, and you had to get rid of all the other ones, which one would you
Instagram.
have?
Yeah, it's got to be
Easy.
Instagram. Yeah.
Instagram has evolved as the days and the years have progressed. They are really just... Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking. Exactly. But they just are constantly biting on other social medias, you know, trends. Like, what the fuck is Reels? Reels is TikTok. Reels is literally them saying, this is addictive. Alrighty, let's do it. Stories, that's Snapchat. They literally were like, oh, Snapchat just does stories? Bet I'm gonna do stories. I don't know, but Instagram is the ultimate, like...
Threads? That's Twitter.
Bro, I forgot about Threads.
Yeah, I don't use Threads.
I don't use Threads either, but apparently I have 227 follow requests on Threads.
Hey,
Whatever that means. But they really are like the final boss of social media. They've got everything.
yeah.
Unfortunately, very addictive. My screen time is abominable. Like, abominable. It's like 6 hours a day. Like, I don't even, bro. Like, it has to be a lie. Like, there's no way 6 hours a day. Like, is this who I am? Like, is this what I stand for? But yeah, I don't know. I also feel like if I had no social media, I would be so free. I feel like I would be very free. I wouldn't have to worry about curating a photo dump. You know, that's taxing. I mean, the girls that get it. Like, a photo dump is really the epitome of artistry. You know, I am an artist, and photo dumps are my paintbrush and my canvas and my muse. It's really serious. It's getting to a point. It's getting to a point.
I completely understand. It is taxing to put together a good photo dump.
Yeah, and a good photo dump versus, and you can tell when a photo dump is bad. I don't even like it. If I see you post a photo dump and it's just not a good, I'm not liking it. I don't like it. Why would you do that? Where are your friends at? Who let you post that? You know? But that's just me.
Yeah, I've always found it like such a cop out when someone throws like a shitty meme at the end of a photo dump.
You don't like a meme at the end of the photo dump?
Okay,
I think it's a cop out.
I love a meme at the end of the photo dump. Okay, no, but why are you coming for me right now? I literally just did that, Jacob.
Yeah, but look, it was probably a good meme, not a shitty meme.
Oh, what's a shitty meme?
A shitty meme is one that doesn't even make sense with the rest of the photo dump. But I'm sure that your meme at the end of the photo dump actually goes with it. When the April showers bring May flowers. See, that makes sense. That's funny. That's a good one.
All right, I guess I passed the test. But yeah, you know, a good photo dump is very important. It really is, you know, the pillar of which we stand on Instagram. I think the girls are really doing it. But yeah, I remember like back when I think my pressure to post has, you know, dissolved a bit, because I remember there would go periods, like months and months and months, where I wouldn't post because I would feel like no pictures I took were good enough to be perceived by other people, which was total BS, because I feel like I have a pretty good eye, but it was just like the pressure, like the social media comes with a lot of pressure, especially when you follow a bunch of people. It really is, you know, like that quote that's like, comparison is the thief of joy. That's all Instagram is, because you don't really see people's real life. Like, social media is fake. And I think that once I truly understood it, it was easier for me to post on social media and to just be myself, because people really only show what they want you to see, which is a little crazy. But, you know, it's like those pseudo friendships you have with like Instagram mutuals. Like, you don't know any of them. I posted the other day, I posted on my story a little bestie quiz is what I called it, and it was like, you know, questions about myself that I just posted, and I was like, I wonder if anyone knows this. So it was like my favorite movie, my like my favorite food, my favorite book, stuff like that. And all of like my Instagram best friends like got like 1 or 2 questions right, and it's like, yeah, that's right, y'all do not know me. That's crazy.
I think
like,
that's
you
a
know,
really interesting
it's like a social
experiment.
Yeah, you know my name, not my story, and that's all.
But
I can say.
But you watch my story.
You see my story, but do you know my story? Oh, that was so poetic. Ugh, beautiful.
That's gonna make it to the poetry book?
Mm-hmm, bro.
Edit out everything I said except for that.
You know what though? Would y'all be more scared? Okay, if someone grabbed your phone, right? Let's say like, I don't know, like a partner or like your mom or like something like that. What would you be the most scared of them to see?
The in my camera roll.
Okay. Went straight for it. Right to the big guns. All right.
Yeah, I mean, you can't ask that question and then not.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, there's levels to this.
Like, you're
shit.
gonna get something scary if you want to really.
But like, what do you like? You know, like, what is it? Like, is it your camera roll? Is it your Instagram? Is it your Twitter? Is it Snapchat memories? Like, what very specific thing would you be scared of someone seeing? AJ.
Probably there's nothing I'm really scared of. Probably the thing I would, like, if I'm watching somebody go on my phone, the thing that would like raise my heart rate is if they just like open up Reddit. Because this is gonna be weird stuff. Like.
Okay, that's very honest and true. For me, if someone looked through my notes app,
Oh, I didn't even think
you
about
would
the
have
notes.
to kill me. The That would be my 13th reason. Like that would send it because my notes app is where my thoughts live, and it's a scary place.
Yeah, I completely
And the
missed that
funniest thing is that it's just an eclectic area of my brain because it's like, poetry, it's like really sad song lyrics. It's like my deepest, darkest secrets and my greatest desires. And it's like grocery list, cauliflower. But yeah, so it's like, it goes from like existential crisis to get lilies and oranges at Publix today, But yeah, I'm
true.
terrified.
Everything's in the notes.
I'm very terrified of the Notes app. But it's my safe place, What do you guys think of the concept of third places? Do you guys have any third places?
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean by a third place?
So a third place is a place that's not work, that's not home. Your third place where you go, where you feel like you belong and you feel like you're comfortable and you feel like you can just chill. Like I feel like the Satima is a
Careful,
is
you
a
might
third
say it
place.
and then it won't be so chill anymore. But yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's a good third place. Like whenever, like I feel like I see a good community going over there. My third place is always like a forest, like specifically the Alafia River State Park. That's my third place. I love that place so much. What about you, Jacob?
Honestly, a third place for me is here.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
this is becoming my third place. Actually,
the Denhoff home has been my third place for a really long time.
Oh,
Yeah, it has been. Yeah.
It's definitely
that's so sweet. I love friendship.
Yeah,
God.
this is my second family for sure.
Yeah, we were just talking to VY about this yesterday. That like we had a time in high school where like I would just like live at your house for a week, and then you would come and like basically live here for a week, and then,
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I think that friendship is a beautiful thing.
It definitely is.
The relationships you build, that is a true wealth of life.
Absolutely.
I think that's how, when you're on your deathbed and you're thinking about your life, you're not thinking about the money you have in your bank account. You're not thinking about what job you had. You're thinking about the quality of your relationships. And that's something that I repeat and I say so often to people, especially at this age when we're so caught up in like who we want to be in the future. But the only thing that really matters about your person is your compassion and your kindness and your ability to, I don't know, sustain your friendships. That's like the most important aspect of a person.
Yeah, I hope my funeral's lit.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
bro. My funeral is going to be insane. But the amount of DJs I know, someone better have a set. Like, I want to be put some like those like Kanye like shutter shades on me in my casket. Yeah, and y'all better have fun. Put the fun in funeral. No, literally. There's like so much pressure at funerals with the, you see all the family, everyone has to wear the black, everyone's so sad. And also the pressure of like planning a funeral. I really just want like a big party whenever I die. I want you all to remember me as I was, and I want you to come as you are.
Celebration of life.
As I knew you. Exactly. I feel like I'm full of life and I want that to be reflected even when I'm not alive. You feel me?
Yeah.
Type shit.
AJ, you have some questions built up?
Yeah, I got a few. I think one is like if you could reimagine social media, like if you could get rid of everything that exists and sort of build your own, like what would your preferred, like I'll say for example, like I kind of miss and think back to when MySpace was so dominant. And everyone, you could like customize the HTML on your profile and have music playing and like imagine if you went to somebody's Instagram page and there's just a song playing.
Oh my god, that would be so sick. That would be so cool. Yeah, I remember back in like 2010, my Tumblr era. From like 2010 to like 2017, I was really, really, really big on Tumblr. And I did the same thing. I felt like I was like some sort of computer genius, like typing in the code and shit. Like I just really wanted music to play. I wanted to change the little, what is it called? A cursor. The cursor.
Cruiser would be a sick name for the
that's kinda,
cursor.
could just be cruising around the screen, but I like changed the cursor to be like a flower instead of like the regular little pointy pointer. But yeah, I feel like that's a very good one. I feel like with social media, I don't know. That's a very good question. Do you have any thoughts?
Honestly, if everything disappeared and I had to rebuild something from the start, I would want to build pre-algorithm YouTube again. Yeah, because I'm a big YouTube guy. I've been a big YouTube guy for, it feels like my whole life, but like all the way back. And I feel like so much of my identity has come from videos that I've watched, people that I've enjoyed watching, and making my own videos and everything. And going back to those simpler times before the algorithm, where pretty much everything was like either like word of mouth or it was like the most popular video just like on views or whatever, and not just like a constant feed of very specific stuff that is just fed to you to keep you on an app,
on a specific like side of it,
and it's specifically like minus all of the short form content. I think would be like my ideal social media setup. Yeah.
Type shit. You know what I miss? Triller. Fuck a TikTok. Triller, that was when days were simple. Did you ever go on Triller?
Mm-mm.
Me and my cousin, we used to make Trillers all the time. Basically what Triller is, it's like a, just like you play a song and then you lip sync, you dance to the song, and then you can create like multiple videos, and then it'll just like cut it up and like sync it for you. And it was literally just vibes, just for vibes. Like, you weren't searching for clout, you weren't trying to look cool, you were literally just dancing and singing to a song, and it would cut it up into like a fun little video, put like filters on it, lasers, you know.
It's like a music video maker.
Yeah, it was like a music video maker. Like, that was simple to me. Another thing is that I feel like social media would be really cool if it could like point you in the direction of your community as far as like where you're living and the events that you go on, because like I don't know why my Instagram algorithm thinks I live in New York, but whenever I see a really cool event that pops up on my page or on my sponsored stories or whatever, I'm like, oh my god, this is so sick, Brooklyn. Bruh, like, be for real.
Yeah.
Like, y'all literally know I'm in Florida. Like, why are you doing this to me? You just want me to move to New York so bad.
I was thinking about that earlier when you were saying like imagining if social media went away and you're using carrier pigeons, and I think local art and social life would become so much more important, because you can't just like go on YouTube all day or listen to Taylor Swift all day.
Yeah.
You would have to like, okay, who in my community?
Be present and curious.
Yeah.
My friend Gabby, I met her in Orlando. She was not from Orlando. She was literally just, but she wasn't from Orlando. She was from like South Florida, but she had just moved to Orlando, didn't know anyone. Moved there for the summer because one of her friends was like subleasing, and she was like, oh, new city, like let's see what happens. She had no social media, no digital footprint. She survived strictly on vibes. Like, she would just speak to people in person, which sounds so like, girl, what? Yeah, duh. But the way that she would do it, it was like so genuine. I feel like people sometimes when they talk to you, it's like they're trying to like forge a friendship, you know? But like, she was like genuinely like so curious, so present, so wanting to know, you know, all of the fun things. She would go up to people and be like, what's your favorite thing to do in the city? And they would tell her, and she would write it down like on her notes app. And she didn't need Instagram to find events. She didn't need Instagram to look anything up. Like, she was just like, oh, a friend of a friend told me this, and I heard it from, heard it through the grapevine. Like, she was just like, she was really cool. And she was always doing something too. And she would find events, and I'm like, how did you even know? She's like, oh yeah, every third Thursday of the month they do this at this place. And I'm like, bro, what? Like, what are you talking about? And she would go, and that, I'm pretty sure I've told her, but like, it inspired me so much in the ways that I interact with people. And just, the ways that I kind of find my footing in a new place, because I moved from Miami, which I was born and raised, to Orlando, and it took me a long time to make friends in Orlando. It was like also during COVID, so I kind of have to cut myself some slack, but it took so long for me to find my people in Orlando. And then I graduated, and then I moved to Tampa, and I was like, ugh, I have to do this again. Like, what? Like, I have to find more people and just like sell myself as this like crazy, cool, fun, loving girl who just wants to hang out. Like, please let me be your friend. Like, but you know, really like thinking about, you know, my friends and their ability to, you know, be friends with other people. And interact with others. I'm like, okay, like I can do this. I can be present and curious and just like be myself, because I think it's like, again, like the social pressure that I feel kind of like prohibits me from really fully being myself. But I think I've shed that, especially as I'm getting older. I'm shedding this idea of like who I think I want to be perceived as, and I'm just kind of like showing up authentically.
Can I ask you a question on that topic?
Yeah.
So, like, it seems like you have a bit of experience going to a new place, kind of like making new friends, starting over. Like, let's say tomorrow you move to some city, you move to like Denver or Philly or something. Like, given your experience, like, what do you? I guess I'm thinking from the perspective of somebody that just moved to a place and is like having trouble getting connected socially.
Like, what advice would I give?
Yeah,
someone?
I guess what advice would you give?
Find a third place.
Boom.
Go to like a coffee shop, go to, you know, a bookstore, go to a record shop, thinking about the things that you actually enjoy doing, you know, like a bookstore or something. Go there, find the coolest looking person, and just don't be afraid to go up to them, maybe give them a compliment and ask them, you know, like, where did you get this? Just start a conversation. And for
Gay son or Thot daughter.
yeah, for the most part, people are more willing to talk to you than you're probably giving yourself credit for. And V agrees. Because I'm spitting facts. You know, I feel like we have this, at least maybe it's just me, but I have this sort of like social anxiety where I'm like, oh, like I don't want to go like bother them. Like I don't want to like talk to them. Like they probably are going to be like, who is this girl trying to talk to me? But every single time they're like, oh my God, like, hi, like, what's your name? And they're super friendly, you know, like, just don't be scared. And if there are those couple people that are mean and rude and maybe just don't want to be bothered, you know, don't take it personally. But I remember listening to a TED Talk, and it was about like making friends as an adult and how it can get harder as you get older. Because once you're like an adult and once you're in like a place where you're pretty stable, most people don't really care for making new friends when they've already been established in an area. You know, it's always a transition. The people who are going through something new, who are starting a new job, who are moving to a new school, who are moving to a new city, those are the people that are most open for change and for friendship and companionship, because they just probably don't have any or don't have much. So I would say if you really want to make friends, do something new with other people who are also doing something new. Like go to like a pottery class, or go to like any sort of creative space, like a sketching class or something like that, where everyone's kind of taking on a new hobby or new activity. Because like through those sort of uncomfortable, you know, anxieties of like starting something new, people are more, I guess, willing to create a friendship or relationship.
And you can find people with common interests. Like if you really love music, go to a record store and hang out. Because like somebody who's at a record store spending significant amounts of money on physical copies of music, like they care about that album they just bought.
Exactly. And like, I don't know, like ask good questions. People like talking about themselves.
Yeah, on that note, right? Like we've just been acquainted, and now I'd say that we're friends, and you know we're doing cool stuff like this podcast together. But I met you through AJ.
Yeah.
So my question is, how did you guys meet? Because I actually don't know this story.
So I went to a Pilot Jones concert at Spot, skate park of Tampa, for those wondering.
Shout out to Skate Park of Tampa. Legendary.
And I was chilling, listening to some good music. There was a couple DJs that performed, and they were playing some fire, you know, some heat. And so I was just dancing, and I actually I wasn't with anybody at that moment. Like, I was just me dancing by myself. And Lily, AJ's sister, just like tapped me on the shoulder and was like, "I love your outfit." And I was like, "Oh my God, I like your outfit. Like, thank you so much." And then, to be honest, I think the conversation kind of stopped right there because I was just really into the music. So I just kept dancing. But then I think either she came back to me or I went back to her, and we started like chit chatting. And then AJ just spawned out of nowhere.
Yeah, at some point I see y'all talking, and I'm like, "Oh, cool, Lily ran into her friend." And I'm like, "Hey, y'all know each other?" And then you just both looked up and were like, "No, we just met."
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, like I don't know who these people are." But then we all just started talking, and it was really funny. I think the funniest part about the whole interaction was because I was right in front of the speaker, because that's how I am when I go to concerts. I'm right in front of the speaker, and we're right in front of the speaker, like trying to have a normal conversation, but we're all like, "Yeah, so like then the other day, blah 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 blah," and they just like, "So do you guys want to like step to the back of the room?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, yeah, sure." Yeah, and then we were all chit chatting, and just got pretty well acquainted. And I asked them like, "Oh, like what are you guys doing after this?" And AJ, obviously Mr. Tampa SoCal, had a bunch of events that he was thinking about going to, and so he sent them to me via Instagram. And then I was like, "Oh, I'll probably go," and then I ended up not going to any of them because I was so tired. But yeah, and then after that he kept inviting me to stuff, and then eventually I was able to go, and then we just became besties. But honestly, Lily and AJ, like, I don't know what, you know, is in the Denhoff water, but they are both very cool individuals. And okay.
Wait, I will say my favorite part of that conversation at the skate park was at some point you were like, "Wait, you're siblings?" And we were like, "Yeah." And you were like, "Are you guys twins?" And we're like, "No."
Because I've never seen, well, that's not true, actually. It's very rare for me to see siblings out together like that, like going to like a show together. Like, the only other people or siblings that I see like really get along like that are my friends, my best friends, Genesis and Jediah. They're like a year apart, or 2 years apart, and they just like, they go everywhere together because like they're super close. So I don't know, like when I saw them, I was like, "Oh, like, are you guys like twins?" I don't know, because they seemed about like the same age. But no, it's not that. They just love each other so much and are so cool. But
Yes, gotta love the Denhoffs. I love the Denhoffs.
yeah, but I think it's very rare for me to get along with people upon first meeting them and to just kind of have that rapport and like build that relationship with them. I feel like it usually takes me a few tries to really open up and talk to people the way I typically do. But with them, it was pretty easy. So I think those types of people are very special to me. So I like to hold them close because I don't think that happens often. And when it does happen, I mean, I don't believe in coincidences. I am a very existential person where I believe that everything happens for a reason. You know, everyone that comes into my life is here for a reason, either to teach me something or to be a part of my life and, you know, in this phase of my life. And I just value people a lot in that sense. And so when I meet someone that I feel like I can really get along with, I'm like, okay, like, you're good luck. You guys are gonna be my friends forever. Whether you like it or not.
You guys are stuck with me.
I'm not letting go of you all, so good luck.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Let it breathe for a second.
It's also kind of hot in here.
Yeah, he's cooking.
He's cooking. This
If
light.
you can't handle the heat, get out the kitchen.
Any other questions?
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
What is your hottest music take?
Country music isn't that bad.
And that was the Chang Hoff show. I agree with you, honestly. I love me some country music.
Also, hard techno is dead.
Hard techno is dead? Yeah, that's a hot take. That's a hot take.
I think I think dubstep needs to come back. That's another one. Dubstep needs to come back. Skrillex needs to stop making a jungle or whatever the fuck he's making right now. Go back to what you know, dude. Like, it's fire. But I think the world needs some like like the world needs more of that. It's just gonna be me like clinking pots and pans together. And people need to make more playlists. That's another thing. I don't want to listen to your like songs on shuffle. If I go into your car and you're playing music off of your like songs on shuffle, that's a red flag. A red flag. If you want to, if I step into, you gonna see my friend once?
Send him the voicemail so he can leave one.
No, answer. Say you're on a podcast.
Hi. Hey, you're on camera right now and on mic. What do you want to say to the people?
I just want to let y'all know she's mine. Everybody who can hear it, back the fuck up. Already secured, months in place.
And on that note.
on that note. Okay, I do have a final question to wrap.
Yeah, to wrap.
How I know you're doing a lot, and you have you're stepping into your creative lane.
I am.
What do you see yourself doing for the rest of this year?
I hope this doesn't sound like a cop out, but I really see myself building a community, at least my own personal community here. I think doing more of what I'm doing now, which is getting out there and talking to people and, finding my footing and making connections, and just putting myself out there. I think that having a tight scope of exactly what I'm going to want to do is going to scare me. I think I'm just going to be doing more of what I feel is good and what I feel is right, and shedding my fear. That's what I'm going to be doing.
Boom.
Mic drop. Just kidding.
That was great. That was great. I love that. All right, Jasmine, one last time for the people. Tell them where they can find you.
My Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, everything under the sun is Jasminag. JSMNA. And I don't know how to sign G, but G. Boom. You can find me there. I love talking to people and I love meeting people. Follow my Spotify if you want to see a bunch of cool playlists. And yeah, thanks for perceiving me.
Thank you for being here. It was an absolute pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was everything, people. I'm Jacob Chang. That's AJ Denhoff. This was Jasmine. Follow us on everything, Changhoff. Follow our other projects, Citrusound.com.
Please.
And there will be a lot more of Jasmine on Citrusound. So Citrusound, CITRUSOUND.com. Check out our other project, Motion Makers, new documentary series that we're doing on cool people in the Tampa area.
Check out other podcast episodes. There's lots of them now.
Yeah, we have tons of podcasts.
So wherever you're watching this, go to the profile and scroll around.
Wait, what episode am I?
This would probably be 14 or 15, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
And if you want to be a great guy or gal, follow us on Patreon. Subscribe. It's only $5 a month. Patreon.com/Changhoff. That's patreon.com/CHANGHOFF. And we're gonna make stickers and we're gonna make merch and we're gonna do all that cool stuff. And so yeah, really excited for that. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. We can't do it and won't do it without you. Everything that we do and everything that we make from this podcast comes directly from your guys' support. And I love what I do, and I love being able to say that. And yeah, that was everyone.
Yay.
And that was everything.
Woo.
Peace.
Peace and blessings.
Boom, 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 doo-dum. Wow, wow, wow.